8:25, back to a story we brought you earlier in the programme. Cyclists in Norwich are unhappy about the way a new cycle lane in the city centre is shaping up. Construction's underway on the route down Prince of Wales Road, but the Norwich Cycle Campaign have complained that there are trees in the way and it's not safe. Let's have a chat with Cllr Mike Stonnard from Transport for Norwich. Very good morning to you. What would you say to the accusations that have been made on the programme this morning that actually this hasn't been thought through and the way in which the cycle lane has been constructed in one part of Norwich is dangerous?
Well, of course, that's all totally wrong. The first thing is that the scheme is still under construction. It's not finished yet, so people are judging it on the basis of an unfinished piece of work, which is disappointing. Secondly, when people suggest it's not been thought through, all the designs were consulted on widely, including with the Norwich Cycling Campaign, who had the opportunity and responded. We followed the London Cycle Design standards. There's been a full safety audit. All of that is in place, and the idea that we don't think through the designs is just laughable.
Okay.
The scheme is still under construction, and it's sad actually, because we've always worked well and very constructively with the cycle campaign, and it's disappointing that Richard Bierman has gone straight to the press with this without talking to us first and checking the facts. I mean, he's a former Green councillor and a Green activist. He's been a member of the Norwich Highways Agency Committee, which is where these designs are approved and the decision was made. And he knows how to check the facts. He knows how to go and look at the designs, and he knows all about the design and safety standards. So I don't really understand what's going on here. Right. And really, while we're having this conversation, to be honest, because when the scheme is finished, it will be flattened off. The trees, if you go and look, they are at the side of the cycle lane. They're not in the middle of it. The area around them is going to be tarmacked over. There's a sort of a cobble feature around them, but basically it will be flat, and there'll be 2.7 metres worth of area for.
So you don't understand what the Norwich Cycling Campaign's going on about. You're saying they've got it wrong.
Hello? Well, I understand what they're saying is that the trees are at the side of the cycleway. They do encroach a few inches onto it, and there's a brick design square feature around them which intrudes onto the cycleway. Now, the area around the tree hasn't been filled in yet because it's not finished. When it is, the whole thing will be flattened out.
Right, okay. I'm a bit lost. So you kind of don't understand, but you do understand what they're saying. So the area
I don't understand why they've raised this at this stage when they've been fully involved in the consultation and we've always worked well with them.
OK, fair enough. This is Richard Bierman on the programme earlier. Have a listen to this.
It's just the way it's been built. It looks ridiculous. You've got a right-angle box round the tree, half of which is in where the cycle lane appears to go, and half of which is in the cycle lane. It's just narrowed down to less than half a metre when it goes round the tree. OK, so the suggestion is the cobblestones are unsafe and that the cycle lane just narrows at one point, which means that you can't really actually get through safely on a bike. Those are the concerns. Are you saying, look, give it time for it to be properly constructed and these won't be issues?
Yes, I am. The cycle lane itself, I mean, it may be that half of that box goes into the cycle lane. It doesn't take up half the cycle lane. It's half of that little box, which is going to be squared over, and it will be flat. We've put in an extra space to the side of the cycle lane. In between the cycle lane and the road, so it's not on the side that the pedestrians are, which is a buffer zone, which is somewhere where cyclists can go if they wish. We didn't extend the whole cycleway up to the pavement because there would be issues with parked cars opening doors, but there is an extra area for people to go. And I heard Richard Bierman earlier on saying that the designers should get on their bikes. Well, I cycle in and around the city every day, and I cycle the pedalways as well. And I'm perfectly happy that the way this will be finished is something I'll be perfectly happy to cycle along. It's a great improvement of what's there already.
What about when the tree grows and potentially the roots then may come up and they'll move?
Yeah, the trees they're not mature trees, and their growth will need to be managed over a period of many years, and that's a period of many years over which there will need to be maintenance in any case of the roadway and the cycle lane. But that is for the long term, a long time in the future.
Right, and what plans have been made to ensure that enough water is getting to the roots of the trees? Because if there's cobblestones around the trees and there's tarmac right up to the edge, as is being suggested, then how sure are you that enough water is going to penetrate the grounds to feed the roots?
Well, I'm not a construction engineer, but I know that we can use and do use permeable forms of tarmac, and that's why it's a different form of tarmac, is my understanding, to that which the main cycle lane is made of. So all of these things are thought through in the design process, and it's important to say, as someone who cycles all around the city all the time, I drive all around the city all the time as well, and I'm a pedestrian a lot of the time. So I see it from all sides on a daily basis. The purpose of the pedalway program, and remember, the City Council has been successful, along with only 8 other councils nationally, in getting tens of millions of pounds of central government grant for this. The purpose of them is to persuade the less confident cyclists to get out and use their bikes, but they're not compulsory to use. Cyclists have the right to use the main carriageway should they choose. They pay taxes like everybody else and have a right to use the roads. So the idea that people who are very confident cyclists who want to cycle very fast won't want to use this pedalway. Those people can stay on the road if they wish. That no one's saying that they should be forced to go onto the cycleway.
OK, Cllr Mike Stonnard, thank you for coming on this morning. I appreciate your time. Mike is from Transport for Norwich. If you wish to react to that, 0800 389 7321.